Hey, it's Shane, so I'm sorry if this lags. This video camera is really, really shitty. Okay, so, I just wanted to make one more video, and I wanted to talk about relationships, and there's a post, online right now that I'm reading, and it says, I don't consider a relationship kissing, cuddling, sex, all the physical shit. I consider it just being able to talk to the person no matter how far away they are, just knowing that they really do care about you and not anyone else. I don't need to kiss them just to know they love me. As long as I talk to you, that's all that matters. Distance, here's a big fuck you. I wanted to talk about, actually that segues perfectly into what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about long distance relationships and some of the difficulties, some of the pros, some of the cons. I've been in several long distance relationships. Um, yeah, I know I have viruses, shut up. Okay. So I wanted to just, okay. I wanted to just really quickly talk about long distance relationships. And like I said before, I've been in several. I've actually been in 3. I was in one with an ex of mine, Nathan, for about 2.5 years. And it was the most controversial, complicated thing I've ever done in my life because I kept trying to revive the relationship even though I knew that it was done for, even though I knew that there was no reason to keep it going. The only reason I really stayed with him was to keep him comfortable and to keep myself comfortable. Not to get the waters rolling, as I like to put it. I liked to keep them at a comfortable temperature, so it didn't burn either one of us. But in the end, he ended up getting scorched. So, and I was the one to turn up the dial on that. So I felt kind of bad, but there was just nothing to it. He was into drugs and I just wasn't, and I was past that part of my life. This was about like a month and a half ago. Maybe, yeah, a month and a half ago. And I just 2 months ago now. I just couldn't do it anymore. And, he lived in California and I lived here, and I moved to California since then, but I lived here at the time, and we would talk on the phone every night, and we'd just talk about, our lives together, and kids, and sex, and just everything, and I would get off the phone every night, and I would say to myself, how much longer till I have to see him, because I waited 2 years. I am still waiting, because I'll never see him again, because we broke up, but we were together physically. It wasn't like a long distance thing where you meet them online and you talk to them for like 4.5 years and then you finally meet. We had known each other before I moved away, and then I moved back. But another long distance relationship I met this chick over YouTube, and we talked for quite a while, and we had some fun and we did some things, and it just, I felt so horrible because this was going on while I was dating my ex, that I was engaged to. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but now that I look back on it, I go, holy shit, I cheated on my ex-fiance. Fuck my life. But you know what I mean? We all fuck up here and there in our lives, and I don't really think that, I don't think it matters anymore because that was like 2 years ago, like a year and a half. Shit, 2 years ago now? Like a year to 2 years ago, so it's just different. I mean, I don't really know, like, what to tell you on that. I had another one with a guy who lives in California. Again, I had known him previously. We had known each other. We were friends freshman year of high school 4 years ago, and that was nice. That was kind of more a physical online thing, I guess. If anything can be physical online, that's what it was. If I could do long distance relationships again, would I? Yes, I would, but here's the only purpose. Here's the only acceptance, I guess, to that. Okay. the only way that I would ever do a long distance relationship again is if I would meet the person within a year or 6 months. I'm not talking online dating, I'm talking if I had known the person previously. Long distance relationships are really difficult because you have to go without that person physically, but I don't really think a relationship, like the quote I just said at the beginning of the video, is about physical attraction. I think it's about mental and emotional passions. Because you can be next to someone that you're dating and there be nothing, but I think that emotions have a lot to go into it. So that's why I think long distance for some people are so difficult, because a lot of my friends are like, oh, I'd never do a long distance like my ex. He was like, oh, I'd never do, Nathan, he's like, I'd never do a long distance relationship. It's like, well, you are, or you were, but okay. It's so difficult for people to grasp the idea that you don't have to be next to the person to love them. And I just think people use the word love so loosely nowadays. Like, I haven't said I love you to someone and meant it since Nathan and Madison, so it's a tricky, icy road that we have to cross, all of us at one point in our lives, even if it's not a long distance relationship, just a relationship in general, you know, whether that be a friendship or a platonic relationship or an actual physical relationship with someone. You know, it's really difficult to say what is, I guess, acceptable not to society but to our own terms. What do we deem as long distance, or what do we deem as physical or emotional, or, you know, what have you. Moving to San Francisco has really dappled with my friendships here in Tampa, and it's just kind of scary to think that you aren't really missed when you go away. You could be, you could perfectly be, but pardon me, the reality of that happening is just, it's not plausible, I guess you could say. But anyways, guys, that's my video for long distance relationships in general. So, okay, have a nice night, you guys, and this is Shane saying peace out. Bye.